Hello, my name is Richard. I go by Ultrabyrich, and this is Ultrabyrich Meta Ads. In this session, we're going to be talking about Facebook form types, more specifically the form type for more volume or higher intent. In this session, we'll focus a lot more on the more volume one. There's a couple different ways that forms interact with your clients, but specifically more around leads. We found forms to be incredibly lucrative for service-based or local businesses that need to capture the leads or attention. We also use it nationwide because we have a service business that services businesses all across the nation. So another great example of why using the Facebook form system works great. You're able to capture the lead without leaving the ecosystem. So within a matter of seconds, you're able to get some information from the lead and move them to the next stage in your pipeline. So real quick, when you're creating your ad set, there's two spots to get to these forms. And I'm assuming you're watching other videos I have published that talk more specifically about this. And you're leading up to the lead selection spot, and that's where we're at here. So basically, you'll already have your campaign created. When you get to your actual ad itself, it'll ask you for which form you want to select. This is the video that talks about selecting the form you want and how to do it. So if you have a brand new account, there's going to be nothing here when you get to this stage. And so you actually can hit create form. And then we're going to browse over to the start from scratch and hit customize. This is where it's going to ask you to name the form. Go ahead and type in today's date. And we use a year, month, date format, and then attach the client name. In this case, it'll be ultrabyrich. And we're going to be doing more volume. So this is a great way to actually identify the form for yourself really quickly. And you want to visually know which form they came from. So this is a more volume form. Second thing you want to do is go over to settings and change this to open. This is the only thing you're going to change on this page, but for some reason, Facebook defaults you to restricted. We don't know why, but we think your form should be open. So if somebody shares your form, it's not locked down to just the person who saw the ad. They can share it with somebody and they can fill it out. So we like to have that one open. Like we talked about, we're going to have more volume. So Facebook's goal will be to give you as many leads as possible for your budget. We have a different video on higher intent and rich creative. Definitely recommend you checking those out if you're interested in learning how those use. But this is the most common lead form type we use, more volume. Rich creative has started to, it's new and it's become a great feature for people to implement and try a new lead form type. But we still are starting every campaign with a more volume form type. Now, real quick, I wanted to mention to you our done for you Facebook ads. There's a link in the description for a free one-on-one session where we actually go through your business and talk about how we can optimize and build out your campaigns. It's free to do. Definitely recommend it. Let's get back to it. And we recommend that you do each of these steps that it presents. Now, intro can be at your discretion. You can actually remove intro if you come down here and hit remove greeting. You see the intro is now gone. If you hit add greeting, the intro is back. We do recommend adding some sort of headline and some sort of paragraph introing your service. And of course, you're going to want to have some copy ready. You get up to 60 characters here, and then you have a full description here. And this is a great way for your customers to get to know what they're about to fill out before they start doing it. So if you hit next, it's available there. But you'll notice this is where your questions start. Now, we recommend not using conditional logic. This is a new feature. But it distracts from the goal. The goal is to find leads based on their interest, have them fill out this form. So if you add conditional logic here, unless it's a necessity of your business, if you're adding conditional logic, it's really going to reduce your lead count. So think twice before doing that. But this is where you're going to want to add a few pre-sales questions that make it sound legitimate. As if you're in front of your client, what questions do you need to proceed to the next step? So of course you're going to get the basics such as name. We're going to come in here. We're going to add a category. We're going to add in phone. So we have a name, we have a phone number, we have an email. Always helpful to get a zip code so we know where they're at. So you can see the basics are being answered here, but what about your questions? So again, these are questions, whether it's short answer, multiple choice, conditional, or appointment request. It's nice that you actually can do appointment requests directly from Facebook's system now. And then you also have a chance to do a conditional using the conditional logic. Now, in this scenario, we're just going to do some basic questions, such as what type of business do you have? And, we could give them a few options to choose from. And then add another question, says, how much revenue does your business make? And now see, we've got two informations coming in, telling us a little bit more about their business. We've got their name, phone number, and email and zip code, so we have a better understanding of how to contact them. Your privacy policy, you're just going to want to paste in your website there to your privacy policy. And then if you do have a customer disclaimer, you can add it here. Most of the time you're not going to have any, and most of the time you're also not going to need any link text. And then thanks, you're all set. You can visit our website or exit the form now. We recommend changing that to follow us on Instagram. And then you post your Instagram link right there and follow us on Instagram. And we're gonna just, there you go. And so now you've got a high volume form, got your privacy policy, you've added a few pre-sales questions, you've added your intro, and you've made sure your form type's still on more volume, and we've left it on open. So once the form's created, you can see it's going to take you some time to create the form, but once it's created, you're using this form pretty religiously on every campaign. So take the time to get the questions right, make sure your copy's right, and then once you're ready, you can hit publish. If you'd like to come back later, you can actually hit save draft. I'm going to go ahead and close, and this is if you want to come in and play with some stuff to see how it works. That's great too. You can do what I'm doing and just hit close. It'll get rid of it. Now, the other way to check this out is actually going to the business.facebook.com/latest/instant_forms/forms. That's a long one. I'll include that in the link. But this is also where you can see all of your forms without ad set having to be displayed. So it's a really quick way without having to go through the ad creation process to get to your forms. You want to see what your forms are doing and how they're producing. This is a great way to do it. Thank you for watching this clip. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a comment, drop a like, and make sure you subscribe.